Before you watch this, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Check the first comment. I've left you a powerful resource to accelerate your transformation. This video might change your life. Let's go. There is a version of you that needs to die. Not metaphorically, not gently, not with a peaceful goodbye. That version, the one that makes excuses, the one that settles, the one that fears discomfort, must be burned to the ground. And you are the one holding the match. You have come here because something inside you is screaming for change. You feel it in your chest when you lie awake at night. You feel it when you see others living with purpose while you drift. You feel it when you look in the mirror and realize you have been carrying a mask for so long you forgot who you really are. That awareness is not a curse. It is a signal. Your soul is telling you the old self is not fit for the journey ahead. The Stoics understood this better than any philosophy before or since. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The mind adapts and converts to its own purpose the obstacle to our acting. But before adaptation comes destruction. Before the new man rises, the old man must fall." Epictetus said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." You think you know who you are? You think you are your habits, your fears, your past failures? No, that is a prison, and the only way out is to tear it down brick by brick. Let me take you into the mind of a man who decided to destroy himself, not physically, but spiritually, mentally, emotionally. He was a slave who became a philosopher. Epictetus had his leg twisted by a master until it broke. The master laughed. Epictetus looked at him and said, "You will break it." And then it broke. Do you think that pain changed him? Yes, it forged him. He did not run from the fire. He stood in it and let it burn away everything that was weak. That is the Stoic way. Now look at yourself. What are you protecting? What is the comfort zone you refuse to leave? Your old self is built on avoidance. You avoid rejection, so you stay quiet. You avoid failure, so you never try. You avoid pain, so you never grow. But the Stoics knew that pain is the only true teacher. Seneca wrote, "Fire tests gold, and misfortune tests brave men." Your misfortune, your pain, your failures, they are not punishments. They are the forge, and you have been avoiding the forge your whole life. Here is the truth. You cannot rebuild without demolition. If you want a different life, you must become a different person. Not a slightly improved version, not a polished version of the same coward, a completely new being. The old you must die so completely that your past mistakes no longer have power over you. Your past failures become lessons. Your old identity becomes a uniform you no longer wear. How do you kill the old self? First, you starve it. The old self feeds on comfort, validation, distraction. You must cut off its food supply. No more scrolling through social media to numb yourself. No more seeking approval from people who do not matter. No more procrastination dressed as thinking about it. The Stoic practice of ascesis, voluntary discomfort, is exactly this. Sleep on the floor, fast for a day, take a cold shower, do something that makes your old self scream. Each time you do, you are starving the old man and feeding the new. Second, you expose its lies. The old self tells you that you are tired, that you have done enough, that you deserve a break. Write down those lies every morning. Read them aloud. Then write the truth next to each. I am not tired. I am avoiding. I have not done enough. I am settling. I do not deserve a break. I deserve to become stronger. When you confront the lies, they lose their power. Marcus Aurelius said, If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Revoke that estimate. Destroy the false story you tell yourself. Third, you embrace the void. When you destroy your old identity, there will be a period of emptiness. No clear identity, no comfortable roles. You will feel like a ghost. Most people cannot bear this emptiness. They immediately try to rebuild something familiar. The same patterns, the same habits, the same relationships. But you must wait. Stay in the void. Let the silence teach you. The Stoics called this prosos, attention to the present moment without attachment. In the void, you will discover what is truly essential. What remains after everything false is stripped away, is the core of your new self. Now, let me show you the tools the ancient Stoics used for this transformation. These are not abstract ideas. They are daily practices that will burn away the weak parts of your mind. 1. The morning prep. The art of premeditation. Every morning, before the world reaches you, sit alone for 10 minutes. Visualize your day in detail. But do not imagine only the pleasant parts. See the obstacles. See the person who will provoke you. See the task that will require discipline. See yourself resisting the urge to escape. Then prepare your mind. Today, I will encounter interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness, all of them due to the offender's ignorance of what is good or evil. But I have seen the beauty of good and the ugliness of evil. This is Marcus Aurelius. This is how you enter the battlefield ready. The old self would hope for an easy day. The new self welcomes the battle. 2. The voluntary ordeal. Once a week, do something that makes your body or mind uncomfortable on purpose. A cold shower, a fast until evening, a long walk in the rain without an umbrella, a day without speaking. The goal is not to suffer. It is to teach your nervous system that discomfort is survivable. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Every time you master a small discomfort, you take back another piece of your freedom. The old self shrinks. The new self grows. 3. The night audit. At the end of each day, review your actions, not with guilt, but with honesty. Ask yourself, what did I do to move toward my new self? What did I do to feed the old self? Where did I act from fear? Where did I act from courage? Seneca wrote, "The soul should be called to account every evening. I examine my entire day and go over what I have done and said, hiding nothing from myself." This audit is not about self-punishment. It is about recalibration. The old self hates this kind of scrutiny. The new self craves it. Now I want you to understand something crucial. This process is not a one-time event. It is a continuous cycle of death and rebirth. Every day you have the choice to either reinforce the old self or kill it a little more. There is no neutral ground. Either you are moving forward or you are falling back. The Stoics called this prohairesis, the power of choice, the ruling center. You always have the choice to choose the harder path, the path that leads to freedom. Let me tell you about a man who chose the hard path. His name was Cato the Younger. When Julius Caesar marched toward Rome, Cato could have surrendered. He could have compromised. He could have saved his life, but he chose to stand for the Republic. He knew he would lose. He knew he would die. But he said, "If I have lived long enough for virtue, I have lived long enough." He killed himself rather than live under tyranny. That is extreme, yes. But the principle is not about physical death. It is about the death of everything that chains you. Are you willing to let your old self die rather than live under the tyranny of fear, laziness, and mediocrity? You must become like the bird that pecks at its own egg. The shell is comfortable. It protects you. But if you never break it, you never fly. The old self is that shell. It feels safe, but it is also a prison. You must peck at it relentlessly. Every uncomfortable decision is a crack. Every moment you choose discipline over distraction is a crack. Eventually, the shell shatters, and you emerge, not the same creature, but something entirely new. I want to give you a concrete exercise. Write this down. It is called the graveyard list. Take a piece of paper. Write at the top, the person I am bearing today. Then list every belief, habit, excuse, and fear that belongs to the old you. Be ruthless. I am bearing the belief that I am not good enough. I am bearing the habit of procrastination. I am bearing the fear of rejection. I am bearing the need for approval. Then, after each item, write what will replace it. In its place, I plant the truth that I am enough. In its place, I plant the habit of immediate action. In its place, I plant courage. In its place, I plant self-sufficiency. Then burn the list. Not metaphorically, physically burn it. Watch the smoke rise. That is your old self turning to ash. Now, you may ask, what if I fail? What if I slip back? You will. That is part of the process. The Stoics did not believe in perfection. They believed in progress. Marcus Aurelius said, if you have done something good, it is enough. Do not let a setback convince you that the old self is back. It is not back. It is just a shadow. Acknowledge the slip, analyze it, and return to the path. The only true failure is quitting the process of destruction and rebirth. Let me tell you about the Roman emperor who wrote Meditations while leading a brutal war against Germanic tribes. Marcus Aurelius was not writing for public fame. He was writing for himself, to remind himself daily who he wanted to be. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." That is the ultimate act of destroying the old self. Stop talking. Start being. Stop planning. Start acting. Stop wishing. Start dying to the old and living to the new. You see, the old self is a master of rationalization. It will tell you, I'll start tomorrow. I'll change after this deadline. I'll become disciplined once I have more energy. That voice is the enemy. Seneca said, "While we are waiting for life, life passes." Your future self is not coming to rescue you. You must become that future self now. But to do that, you must first let the current self die. Here is the paradox. The more you try to preserve your old self, the more miserable you become. The more you try to protect your ego, your image, your comfort, the more anxious and empty you feel. But when you embrace destruction, when you say, "I am willing to lose everything I thought I was," you gain everything you could become. The Stoics call this apatheia, not the absence of emotion, but the state of being free from destructive passions. And it is only reached after the old self has been systematically dismantled. Now, I want you to imagine yourself 1 year from today. If you do nothing, you will be the same person. Same fears, same regrets, same mediocre life. But if you destroy your old self today and rebuild through discipline every single day, who will you be? You will be unrecognizable. You will be someone who acts with purpose, someone who does not flinch at difficulty, someone who has inner peace because you have faced the worst parts of yourself and conquered them. That person is waiting on the other side of the fire. Let's make it practical right now. Stop this video for a moment. Stand up. Look at yourself in a mirror. Say out loud, "This version of me is not enough for the life I want. I am willing to become uncomfortable. I am willing to be a beginner. I am willing to fail, but I am not willing to stay the same. Did you do it? If not, do it now. That is the first declaration of war against the old self. The journey of Stoicism is not about learning to accept reality passively. It is about actively shaping reality by shaping yourself. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Notice the order. First, you declare who you will become. Then you act in alignment with that declaration. But you cannot declare a new identity while clinging to the old one. You must choose. So I ask you, what is the one habit, belief, or fear that if you destroyed it today, would unlock the biggest change in your life? Is it the fear of what others think? The belief that you need more money to start? The habit of checking your phone for hours? Pick one, just one. And for the next 7 days, attack it relentlessly. Every time it shows up, say, "This is the old me. I choose to act differently." Discipline is not about being perfect. It is about being present. It is about making the hard choice in this moment, and then the next, and then the next. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, 'I have to go to work as a human being. What do I have to complain about if I am going to do what I was born for?'" The old self wants to stay in bed. The new self gets up because it has work to do, the work of becoming. I want to share a final story. A young man came to Epictetus and said, "I want to be a philosopher, but I am afraid of hardship." Epictetus replied, "If you want to go to Olympia, you must train. You must obey the rules. You must eat properly. You must submit to discipline. And then, after all that, you might lose. But that is the price of admission." The young man walked away. He preferred the comfort of his old life. But you are still here, listening. That means you have the courage to pay the price. The price is everything you think you are, but what you gain is everything you could be. That is the deal. That is the exchange. Now, let me leave you with one last practice. It is called the Stoic burning ritual. Every Sunday evening, take 15 minutes, sit in a quiet room, light a candle, write down everything about the past week that belonged to the old self. Moments of weakness, fears you entertained, excuses you made. Then write down one thing you will do differently next week that will kill a part of that old self. Then blow out the candle. In the darkness, close your eyes and say, "I am not who I was. I am becoming who I choose to be." Do this every week for the next 3 months. By the end, you will not recognize the person who started. You have been given the tools. The philosophers have spoken across millennia. The fire is waiting. The only question is, are you willing to step into it? If you felt something shift inside you, comment below. Tell me, what version of yourself needs to die? Not a generic answer, a real one. Write it. Let it be the first public declaration of your transformation. And don't forget to subscribe for daily wisdom. This channel exists to help you burn away everything false and build a life of purpose and strength. Check the description below for resources that will support your journey. Books, exercises, morning routines, everything you need. I will be there in the next video.
The time for hesitation is over.
The old you ends
Embrace
now.
the fire
The new
within
you begins in
and
this
act.
very moment. Go.